The salvage vessel's starbound wraith drifted aimlessly through the debris field, moving like a ghost in search of lost memories. Arya solely stood at the observation port, her reflection barely discernible against the chaotic backdrop of shattered hulls and frozen atmospheric crystals. Just 3 days ago, this had been the Thalrin colony's ship Heart of Dawns. Now it lay in ruin, a graveyard in the void. "Captain, I'm detecting something," her AI companion chirped. "Sector 7, subsection Delta. It's faint, but it's alive." Arya's chest tightened. 3 days exposed to the vacuum of space. Survival was almost impossible. She moved with practiced precision, sealing her Invera suit before stepping into the airlock. The void welcomed her like an old companion, cold, unyielding, and absolute. Her thrusters pulsed in short bursts as she maneuvered through corridors that once echoed with the laughter and songs of the Thalrin. The Thalrin, proud, lion-like bipeds with bronze fur and molten gold eyes. Artists and scholars of the cosmos, reduced to refugees after the Obsidian Collective had obliterated their homeworld. And now this, their colony ship, ripped apart by pirates, desecrated as if it were nothing more than a sandcastle. Arya traced the life sign to the remnants of a communal sleeping chamber. Hidden behind a collapsed bulkhead, wrapped in thermal blankets that had somehow remained intact, was a small figure. A cub, no older than 6 standard years. His once bronze fur was matted and dulled by cold and fear. Oversized ears twitched nervously, and the golden light in his eyes had dimmed to dull amber. "Hey there," Arya said softly through her suit's external speakers. "I'm here to help." The cub huddled tighter, a low, keening sound escaping his throat. His entire body shook violently. Fear, cold, or both, she could not tell. Arya moved deliberately, hands open and visible. Any sudden movement could trigger the Thalrin's natural instinct to flee. There was nowhere left to escape. "My name is Arya," she said, crouching a few feet away. "And you are?" At first the cub's mouth moved without sound, likely damaged by dehydration. Then a rasping whisper emerged. "Reinald." "Reinald," Arya repeated gently, letting the name settle between them. "That's a strong name, a warrior's name." The cub's ears flattened instinctively. "Not warrior, everyone gone, pirates came. Mama told me hide, she said she'd come back," his voice cracked. "But she didn't come back." Arya felt the familiar ache tighten in her chest. She had seen too many dead eyes in her years as a salvage operator, but the gaze of an orphaned child, of any species, was a weight that never lightened. "I'm sorry, Reinald," she murmured. Hollow words, perhaps, but sometimes hollow words were the only bridge. "They took everyone," Reinald continued, panic threading his words. "The ones they didn't kill sent to labor stations. I heard them searching room by room. Mama said don't make sound, so I didn't make a sound." His breathing quickened. "But she's not here. Nobody's here. I have no family. I have nothing. I am alone." The final word tore through the air like a wail, and the cub shook so violently Arya feared he might hurt himself on the bulkhead. Without thinking, she closed the gap and wrapped him in her arms. Her suit's environmental controls activated, casting warmth between them. Reinald stiffened at first, every muscle locked in terror. "You're not alone," Arya whispered. "You have me." For a long, tense moment, nothing changed. Then, imperceptibly, his claws retracted. His rigid posture softened in small increments. "You have me," Arya repeated, steady as a heartbeat. "I've got you, Reinald. I won't let go." His trembling eased gradually, from harsh shudders to gentle quivers. His small, paw-like hands gripped her suit tightly. "But you're human," he whispered. "Humans don't, you have your own families." Arya's chest constricted, memories of her own lost family surfacing, gone in a reactor accident on Nova Haven Station 9-10 years ago. Years spent drifting through the black, salvaging fragments of other people's lives. "Humans are strange, Reinald," she said softly. We adopt what needs us: cats, dogs, birds, reptiles, even crocodiles. We form packs, however unlikely. We protect those who cannot protect themselves. But I'm not human. No, Arya said gently. You're Thalrin. Your people wove symphonies from the stars, while ours were still learning to shape stone. You understand honor in ways we can barely grasp. She leaned back slightly to meet his eyes. And right now you need someone. That someone is me. Rhinal's golden eyes searched hers, scanning for deception, any hint that hope might be shattered. Humans were known for their stubbornness, their capacity for friendship, their capacity for cruelty. What he found in her gaze was neither cruelty nor pity. It was simpler, absolute, unwavering resolve. You mean it? Rhinal asked softly. I mean it, she replied. The cub's shivering subsided slowly, like ice melting in the spring sun. He slumped against her, exhausted but no longer alone in terror. What now? He whispered. Arya stood carefully, cradling him. Activating her suit's life support extension, she created a protective bubble around them both. Now we go home, my home, which is yours now too. She navigated carefully back to the starbound wraith, moving deliberately to avoid jostling her precious cargo. It's not much, she said. 3 rooms, a questionable food synthesizer, but it's warm, safe, and you'll stay. I'll stay, Rhinal asked softly. You'll stay, she promised. Humans are stubborn. Once we claim someone, we don't let go. And you, Rhinal of the Thalrin, you're mine now if that's okay with you. A small nod pressed against her shoulder. As they stepped back into the starbound wraith, leaving the Heart of Dawns behind, Arya made a silent vow. The galaxy had taken everything from this cub, his world, his people, his family, but it would not take his future, not while she drew breath. Humans didn't merely survive. They adopted, they protected, they fought for those who could not fight for themselves. Illogical, irrational perhaps, but it was what made them human. As Rhinal's breathing settled into the rhythm of sleep, still wrapped in Arya's arms, she knew one thing with absolute certainty. She would teach him what his mother had wanted him to know. Even in the void's darkest reaches, even when all seemed lost, hope endured. Sometimes family was not about blood or species. Sometimes it was simply someone who said, "You have me," and meant it with every fiber of their being. In the cold mathematics of the cosmos, that simple equation, one human, one orphaned cub, added up to something greater than its parts. It added up to home. Subscribe to the channel to make the stories even more exciting.